Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is your host, Chef Platinum, here with my very first cooking video. And today's cooking video is going to be my mac and cheese. Why mac and cheese? Well, it started off with me going to several restaurants and having mac and cheese as a side dish. And I ended up coming up with the conclusion there really aren't that many restaurants that serve good mac and cheese. And when it comes to certain occasions at home, the only mac and cheese I would have or my family would make is Kraft mac and cheese. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Kraft mac and cheese is not supposed to be fancy, but even then, I never liked how even after you cook Kraft's mac and cheese, and if you leave it for a while, it gets all dry and it just doesn't taste the same anymore, even if you put it in the microwave. So yeah, I just got tired of ordering mac and cheese as a side dish at many restaurants, and I've never been a huge fan of Kraft, but it is still pretty decent. So that's the reason why I eventually came up with my own conclusion. You know what? Why don't I just make my own mac and cheese, And that's exactly what I did. Now, originally, I made my mac and cheese, I forgot what year it was, but it was during Labor Day, and surprisingly, I think it came out pretty good, or at least that's what my family says. But yeah, when I first made my mac and cheese on Labor Day, I admit I have made some finishing touches to the point where even I started to believe that my own mac and cheese was good enough, And over the years, I think my mac and cheese has improved. And so that's the reason why I thought, you know what? Won't I just make a video about it, I've been meaning to experiment on cooking videos for quite a while now. And the reason why I decided to put my cooking videos on my gaming channel, on this channel, is because I've done a lot of restaurant and food reviews, and so that's the reason why I thought it would make sense to put it on my gaming channel, because cooking videos is food related, so I thought, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Alright, everybody, for Thanksgiving, I am going to make my family my special made mac and cheese. I like to call it Platinum's mac and cheese because, well, I call myself the Platinum Knight, so I thought that was very fitting. But yeah, I'm about to start cooking right now, so without further ado, here is how to make Platinum's mac and cheese. Okay, so here are all the ingredients to make Platinum's mac and cheese. We're gonna start with extra virgin olive oil. This is just the best oil to use in general, so yeah, it's a pretty fancy ingredient. Next, we're gonna go with the spices. You're gonna need seasoned salt. This is by Lawyers, and it already comes with a good combination of seasons itself. Yeah, it's got a good mix. Then we're gonna go with dried parsley flakes, just to make my dish look a little bit nicer. And of course, we got 1 egg right here. You only need one to make the mac and cheese slightly more creamier. And of course, we got some regular table salt. And the most important ingredient is the elbow noodles, the pasta itself. This is from Barilla. I like using their brand. Been using their brand for the last 3 years, so yeah. And of course, you're gonna want to use whole milk. Well, you can go ahead and use low-fat milk or lactose-intolerant milk, but I just prefer whole milk better. Sorry everybody, I almost forgot one ingredient, and that ingredient is 1 stick of salted butter. And of course, the most important ingredients of all, the cheeses themselves. As you can see, I got 4 cheeses right here. But we're gonna take a look at these cheeses. These are Great Value brand cheeses. You can pretty much just go ahead and use your own cheese. Yeah, we got mozzarella, we got sharp cheddar, and Monterey Jack. These are by Cheddar Bros, but like I said, you can pretty much use your own cheeses. I just decided to use these 3. And, of course, the most important cheese is Velveeta. Velveeta would pretty much have to be the overall best cheese. It gives it that really cheesy creaminess, so it's just better to go with Velveeta, the original. Yeah, everybody. As you can see, this is 16 ounces, and yeah, this is 8 ounces for each of them, so that's a lot of cheese. Looking at these ingredients alone should let you know how cheesy my mac will turn out. There was a point in time where I used to put bacon bits in my mac and cheese, but the reason why I don't put bacon in my mac anymore is because, well, I just thought that it was a little too much, you know? I still put bacon in my mac and cheese from time to time, but not as often anymore. And another thing too, I don't put pepper in my mac and cheese, but that's because personally, the reason why I don't put pepper in my mac is because my grandma's allergic to pepper. And before any of you ask, no, the seasoned salt doesn't have pepper, so it's just right for her. So yeah, everybody, if you want to, you can go ahead and put pepper, and if you want to, you can also go ahead and put bacon bits in your mac and cheese. But this is how I am personally about to make this dish for this video. Alright everybody, let's get cooking. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get a big pot like this, and then you fill it up with some warm water, so that way it makes it easier for your stove to heat up the water. Oh, and be sure to have a bowl with holes ready, so that way you can drain the noodles. Alright, this should be good. Yeah, this should be alright. Okay, so now I got my pot of water heating on the stove. We're just going to wait a while before we put the olive oil and some table salt. Just to let you guys know, this is really all you need. All you really need is just a wooden spoon. I have been using this wooden spoon for years. Okay, so I am still currently waiting on for the water to boil, so Yeah, so far so good. Alright, so if you look closely, if you end up seeing steam coming out of your boiled water, then that's time to start putting in some ingredients. I got some of my ingredients right here. Once your boiling water is hot enough, you can start adding some table salt. You don't want too much table salt, just enough, just to give your noodles a little bit more flavor. Then I'm going to add some extra virgin olive oil so that way the noodles do not stick. There we go. That should be good. Yeah, that should be good. That way your noodles are nice and slippery. Now you're gonna want to start mixing a little bit. Yeah. This is when you start mixing both the oil and the salt. Alrighty. Good enough. Now you're going to want to let the oil and the salt heat up just a little bit before you put in your mac. Once you start seeing your water full of bubbles, and that's when you put in the mac. Alright. Yeah. Look at those noodles. Alright. Okay. The moment you put in your mac in there, that's when you start stirring. Do your best to stir your noodles in the boiling water as much as you can. Just do your best to keep them moving so that way it doesn't stick to the pot. But the olive oil does help it from sticking anymore. Okay, so I am currently just waiting for the noodles to boil just a little bit. And keep in mind, everybody, I mean, I do not consider myself a chef by any means. I just call myself Chef Platinum for these cooking videos. But yeah, even though I'm not a chef, I only specialize in very specific dishes. My next dish that I plan on mastering is apple pie. Okay, so once when your noodles start looking like they've gained weight, that's when you should keep a closer eye, and don't be afraid to taste test, everybody. My mac has been boiling in water for about, 12 minutes now? But keep in mind, my stove is on a medium setting, so yeah, just taste test it and see if the noodles come out right, like this. Get yourself a fork and just do your best to get a noodle. Make sure you blow on it so that way you do not accidentally burn yourself. Oh yeah, it's starting to taste ready. I'm gonna let it boil for just another minute, and then I will drain it. But do keep in mind, everybody, even after you take your mac out of the boiling water, it still cooks for a little bit. So what I recommend you do is I recommend after you take out your mac, let it sit in the bowl with holes for a little bit, and then rinse them. Okay, they're ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pick up this pot and drain it in the sink in this bowl of holes. Now that I got my mac fully drained, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there is some steam that's coming out. So that way, if you do not want them to cook anymore, that's when you start to rinse them. Make sure it's cold water too. I mean, keep in mind, everybody, your mac and cheese is going to go in the oven, so it's okay to wash them. Okay, so while the mac is just chilling in the sink, the next thing you're gonna want to do is put some olive oil at the bottom, so that way the mac or the cheese doesn't burn at the bottom of the pot. Yeah, oh, that should be good. Yeah, good enough. Okay, yeah, make sure the olive oil is all like spread around. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, now for the final steps. This is where you sort of have to be quick. This is where I sorta have to be quick. Keep in mind, my stove is on low right now, but the moment you turn your settings back on medium, then that's when I start throwing in all kinds of ingredients in a row. So, here we go. Alright, for your first ingredient is milk. Keep in mind, I do not properly measure the milk. I literally just use a glass cup of milk like this. Alright. Here I go. That was a close one. Then you're gonna add some seasoned salt. I guess just put seasoned salt all around the milk. Just be careful not to put too much. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. At least make sure it's showing red, at least almost around the milk. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, be careful not to make it too salty. Next is the salted butter. I'm gonna crack one egg. Yes, I'm using the same glass cup as the milk. Alrighty, make sure you spread the egg around like this. There we go. Next is one of the most important ingredients, Velveeta cheese. But when you put the Velveeta cheese, make sure they're in pieces. So I'm gonna have to get my hands a little bit dirty right here. Alright, that's good. I ripped them into 4 pieces. That should melt nicely. Okay, so here's the important part. This is where you really have to start mixing, okay? Make sure everything is mixed. Make sure the butter is cut, which I probably should have cut the butter into pieces before I put it in the pot. But it's okay though. You can easily break apart the butter with a wooden spoon or spatula or whatever you use. But yeah, just let the Velveeta and the butter melt mostly on its way, and then that's when I will add the rest of the cheeses. Yeah, just do your best to cut up the rest. Cut up the rest of the ingredients. And if some of the cheese gets stuck on your wooden spoon like this, all you gotta do is use a fork to scrape it off. There we go. Next, I'm gonna put in not too much, just a little bit of Parsley Flakes, just to give it a nice touch. And like I said, everybody, for your cheese sauce, you can go ahead and put pepper if you want to, but like I said, I have a family member that's allergic to pepper, so that's the reason why I personally do not do it. Some of you might be asking, well, Platinum, don't you put flour in your mac and cheese? No. This mac and cheese recipe does not require any flour. I mean, yeah, everybody, my mac and cheese recipe is supposed to be easy. My recipe is supposed to be something that pretty much any of you can make. Okay, once when your cheese sauce looks melted enough, then that's when you add the other cheeses. First cheese that's going in is mozzarella. Alrighty. The next cheese that's going in is Monterey Jack. And the last cheese that's going in is sharp cheddar. But I'm not gonna put all of the sharp cheddar in. Maybe just like at least most of it, like 1/3 of it. I want to leave a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese to put at the top. Yeah, make sure it's all spread around. Alright, this is good. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna leave some for the top. Once you put all 3 of the cheeses in, then that's when you start mixing again. Mix. Keep stirring. Don't be afraid to put some of your stove settings a little bit lower. I turned it down to number 4 because I realize it may be cooking too much at the bottom. So yeah, but just keep stirring though. Keep stirring. Do not stop. Alright. Once when your cheese sauce looks liquidy enough like this, yeah, once it starts looking like this, when you pull it out of the spoon and you no longer see any cheese pieces or butter, then that's when lower your stove settings. Yeah, that's when you lower your settings, and then it's time to put in the noodles, everybody. Okay, here I go. Alright, so when you put your mac in the cheese sauce, then just start stirring. Start mixing. It's better to get all around the corners and make sure you're picking up the cheese sauce. There we go. There we go. You see how the cheese sauce is now coming up? But of course, you should also go for the middle at times. More parsley flakes. Make sure to turn your settings back on medium so that way it melts a little bit more. Alright, that pretty much looks good. Now, I'm going to finish the top of the mac and cheese. A little more parsley flakes. And then the rest of the sharp cheddar cheese. Just to give it that nice texture at the top. And then you're done, everybody. That's pretty much it. That's how you make Platinum's mac and cheese. Lower your settings. And yeah, the next step is to put this baby in the oven.
You can voice over that part, right? Alright, I'm gonna call my mom. Grab my mom.
Alright, everybody, I'm just waiting for the mac and cheese to be done. I recommend you put it in the oven for about at least 350 degrees for half an hour. Probably at least 25 to 30 minutes. But yeah, just be sure it's at least a little more than 345 degrees. So yeah, should be done pretty soon. And here it is, everybody. Here it is. Platinum's mac and cheese. Alright, everybody, that's it for this cooking video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for new videos, and peace out, everybody.